What is up, peeps, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Lenny, and today we'll be answering yet another major media question regarding how one's product engages with audiences and how it be distributed as a real media text. Now, before I get into the video, you guys please drop a sub below and drop a like if you can. It really helps out the channel, and I'd really appreciate it. Now, to answer the question, we need a film. And what better film to use than my own medium product, Despondent, which some older fans might be familiar with. However, if you're new to the channel and haven't watched it, I suggest you gotta go back and watch it. It has some useful stuff in it. I'll link it in the description below. And now that that's out of the way, let's begin, shall we? Okay, to start off, my media product slash film, Despondent, is a melodramatic thriller with themes covering mental health and society's treatment of male versus females. See, these ideas help develop the genre of a melodrama by making the film feel a wave of heightened emotions, thus appealing to mainly sentimental and emotional teenagers who seek comfort via relating with others about their sad past. This process of utilizing a media product to create meaning in an audience can be best explained by the theory of Roland Barthes. Roland Barthes' theory brings attention to how the utilization of media text can help create meaning to the implementation of signs, symbols, which are then left to the audience to interpret and extract meaning from. For example, in my film Despondent, an iconic symbol is the frogs on mental health posters behind the female character, which can be seen conversing with her school counselor about what's going on in her life. These frogs, despite only appearing for a few seconds, help foreshadow the story's plot by functioning as a symbol of growth and development. Basically, whenever the audience sees the frogs, they'll think about how a frog starts out as a little tadpole, who has to fight for survival in a big lonely world, and slowly evolves into a big frog, which can be interpreted to when us humans have to evolve to overcome both physical and mental challenges to later achieve happiness in their young adult lives. And other implementation of signs and symbols to engage different audiences that adheres to Roland Barthes' theory and can be seen in the two trailers me and my can be me and my group created for Despondent. Our first trailer caters to our melodramatic fans as we chose emotionally charged scenes that focus on the character's inner conflict and key plot points that would make the film feel a variety of heightened emotions they could relate to, such as loneliness or not being understood, while still concealing our film's ending. Furthermore, the evocative music in the background helps establish that this film is a melodrama by being a main convention in various melodramatic film trailers for movies like The Batman Begins, one of the inspirations for a melodramatic genre within Despondent. Moving on to our second trailer, we can see a shift from focusing on emotional viewers to a heavier focus on audiences that enjoy suspense and thriller movies by utilizing a different musical score that creates feelings of unease and tension. The trailer also ends a little bit more cryptic via the use of an aerial shot with key lighting on the female protagonist to depict the character's mental conflicts, and thus leaving the viewers questioning what happens next rather than focusing on making the audience feel strong emotions. However, my team's utilization of signs and symbols to engage within audiences whilst making a product that can be distributed as a real media text doesn't stop there, as Roland Barthes' theory can also be applied to how we create and plan to advertise our movies' posters. Through our posters, we can further advertise and reinforce our film's reach to our two main target audiences of drama fans and suspense fans. On the first poster, you can see a dark background that helps create an emphasis on the typewriter, and it also helps to foreshadow the certain dark themes of our film. Fans who enjoy darker aesthetics, such as people with gothic ideals, would prefer the first poster, but this might not be the case for more minimalistic fans, hence our second poster. The second poster is simple and straight to the point with a contrasting white background that focuses on raising questions with cryptic imagery of someone reaching for a light bulb. It is minimalistic in the sense that it reveals more about the film than it may seem through the creation of suspense and questioning, perfect for fans of the suspense genre. Now that I've discussed how one can use media products to engage target audiences visually, we can move on to the second part of this film's major media question: how to actually distribute your media products and to a real life media text. Now, how does distribution for media products actually work, you might be asking? Well, I'm glad you asked, my fellow viewer, because it's actually quite simple, and I'll give you a step-by-step plan that you guys can use to distribute your own films at home. See, first you'll want to promote the film via trailers like the ones previously mentioned. To promote the trailers, you'll need to utilize cross-media convergence, however, which is basically just this simple implementation of various social media platforms accessible on a variety of devices like phones, computers, to market the same exact product. An example of this can be seen by the posting of our film's trailers on each team member's YouTube channels like mine, and our film's dedicated Instagram account with a variety of relatable memes that reels in followers, as seen on the screen right now. Now that you have promoted your trailers, my dear fans, we can move on to the second stage of distribution, which is actually submitting and getting your film into a film festival. See, these film festivals are extremely important as they hold the key to not only exposing your film to real people, but they also provide the opportunity for connections to potential distributors for your film. Getting your film distributed should be your end goal as a film producer. Hence why you want to enter as many film festivals as possible and increase your chances of catching independent distributors' eyes, or even better yet, one of the big six media companies' eyes. Now, how do you complete the second stage exactly? Well, you can complete the second stage to this video sponsor, FilmHub. FilmHub offers new media film creators exposure and really quick, easy access to submissions into not just film festivals, but streaming services, as well as exchange, as well as in exchange, they only take 20% of the film's total earnings. FilmHub even has two additional subscriptions for media producers who want to take their film to the next level. The yearly $1,000 Tier 1 subscription allows you to further personalize your distribution process, while the yearly $2,000 Tier 2 subscription gives you access to an even wider range of distribution strategies and increases your film's opportunities for exposure. So go on, click on the link down in the description if you want to try FilmHub for free and get a month free trial of their Tier 2 subscription to have a better chance at hopefully getting that end goal of getting your film recognized by one of the major media study studios like Walt Disney Pictures. However, if you don't want to use FilmHub, that's completely okay. See, you can still double down on marketing through the utilization of social media, as previously mentioned. If you do end up going down this route, though, I highly suggest looking into David Gauntleth's theory that explains how audiences use social media to help and define their identity. Even my film took inspiration from his theory by using social media to put our film in front of people with emotionally heavy social media pages, who are most likely to enjoy a melodramatic film. And then if you are still stumped on how to get on how to go about distributing your film, I recommend reading Seth Godin's book Tribes. See, Seth Godin's book sheds a light on how a group of people who share a common interest tend to communicate with each other and thus make a tribe, which is then amplified by social media's ability to allow fans of thrillers and melodramatic media to form communities around their shared interest in movies like mine, Despondent. Lastly, you can also create and supply merchandise as a last resort if you want. To existing fans of your film, to further distribute your film and make it a brand that fans can physically wear and connect with, allowing them to show their connection to how or why they like your film. Once again, I'm going to show my film Despondent as an example, and me and my team did create various types of merchandise for our film. See, one of our most lucrative merchandise endeavors was actually our film's clothing brand, featuring hoodies and jorts with a little frog on them, or the words despondent written across them. Through this clothing brand, me and my team not only adhered to our main audience's sense of style, aka teens, by specifically choosing comfy hoodies and jorts, which are a currently trending fashion item, as the two main clothing items, but we also included an important symbol within our film. See, the cute froggies as a design, that allows fans to relate not only back to the film, but it also, sorry, burped. It also allows other people to ask questions and gets people talking about our film. Another piece of merchandise that helped distribute our film was the various Funko Pops of important characters within our film. See, me and my team chose to make despondent Funko Pops, as Funko Pops are usually seen as a collector item. I actually have a couple in my room. And it also allows fans to get a physical copy of their favorite character. This then creates an opportunity for further distribution of our film via word of mouth. Whenever someone asks where the Funko Pop is from, our viewer can then proceed to explain to other people what the Sponday is, what it's about, and so on. So, just getting more exposure on it. Well, that's the end of the video, guys. I hope I was able to fully answer today's major media question. How does your product engage with audiences and how it will be distributed as a real media text? And hopefully I was also able to show that through a combination of trailers, posters, distributing your film onto film festivals, streaming platforms, and using merchandise of film and showing how using merchandise in a film could realistically help reach a variety of audiences. Alright, see you guys. And once again, please drop a subscription, please drop a like, and for more content, click down on the bell below. I will be seeing you guys on the next one. Peace out.